everybody, and welcome to day 424. We're going to talk about nausea today. This is a topic that comes up a lot because when you look at the side effects and you look at the data from the Eli Lilly trials, it's the number one side effect. And so it plagued so many of us. A lot of people are talking about it online. You can find it very often in threads. It comes up in conversations a lot. I get asked the question a lot. So I put together a slideshow for you based on what doctors recommend, what is working for their patients. Okay. You do not have to live with this nausea. We know that zepbound, Mounjaro, Wegovy, Ozempic are doing amazing things for people. Compounded tirzepatide, compounded semaglutide, doing amazing things for people. A lot of people do not have to go off these medicines just because they have nausea. There's things you can do to help yourself. We're going to talk about meal tips, food supplements, some over-the-counter helps, some antihistamines that have helped, and some prescription medicines that I have seen so many people rave about. They tell you from the beginning to really cut down on your fatty foods. In the very beginning of taking Mounjaro for John and I, if we ate something that was really fatty, it definitely contributed to us not feeling good. Our stomachs felt horrible. And so it's kind of like a win-win. It encourages you to eat the right thing. Eating smaller portions is such a key to a lot of our success. I love what these drugs are doing for the blood sugar levels of our diabetic friends, but they, along with those of us who are obese, are often finding that we are losing weight on these drugs. And so they do cut down on your appetite, and you will find that if your stomach is not as full, if you reduce your portions, that can really help your nausea. Like, we're so used to overeating and stuffing ourselves. I know it's a habit to break. What our moms always gave us, a little bit of Sprite, some clear ice cold water. Please try that. Protein at every meal can really help your nausea. That can include a protein drink. When I was really sick, when I was at the beginning really finding it difficult to get my calories in, nothing sounded good. Nothing sounded good. And they say that, when your stomach's upset, to make sure that you're giving yourself protein at every meal. That is going to help you. For some people, changing the injection site can help them with their nausea. John and I did a video, and it's based on an Eli Lilly study of people using the injection site of their arm, their thigh, and their stomach. And when they changed the injection site, how it changed their side effects. So absolutely, some side effects, such as nausea, can be more or less based on that study, based on where you give it to yourself. So find that side effects video based on shot location, but I know that for a lot of the side effects, it was least in the thigh. That is where I've always given myself the injection, and I have had very good luck with mild side effects. Food supplements. Okay, sniffing, rubbing alcohol has really helped some people. Okay, so that liquid has really helped some people. Next up, ginger chews. Ginger chews, the root of the ginger. My mom keeps this on her counter in the kitchen. Some of us cannot do ginger, but it is successful for so many people. Try peppermint tea, peppermint gum, essential oils. That can include like mint or Altoids. I want to show you how powerful this is based on some studies in just a second. But when I told you that last month I had to go to the hospital, I ended up having that norovirus. It was horrible. I was so nauseated, and I couldn't stop throwing up to the point that I had to call the paramedics. When I never saw her face because I couldn't look up, I was too sick. But somebody came over me, and they were like a chaplain. And I remember smelling the peppermint. Do you know that just like 2 nights ago, I laid in bed thinking about her? I'm like, I never even got to look at her, but she probably spent 15 minutes just rubbing my back. And remember I told you there were like 30 or 40 people in the waiting room that day? It was not a good memory, but what a special memory of her coming around. And I do remember just consoling to have somebody who cared. And I'm telling you, she had that peppermint oil. Look at this. Those exposed to a peppermint smell rated their level of nausea significantly lower than those given anti-nausea medications or a placebo. Interesting. In another study, peppermint aromatherapy reduced nausea in 57% of cases. In a third study, using an inhaler, let me move myself up here. containing peppermint oil at the onset of nausea reduce symptoms within 2 minutes of treatment in 79% of the cases. And so absolutely, I love this suggestion of peppermint. It works for so many people. Next, did I miss anything? Saltine crackers, light bland foods that can really help you with your nausea. Papaya enzymes. Doctors have found that these work for people, so try it if you're finding the other things don't work for you. I absolutely hear people talking about sour candies, and there's something about it, but it really helps them get over their nausea. So I love that information. And even though this is a little bit random, I had a friend today and online, she's going through some treatments and she was like, pray for me. And somebody said, what's wrong? And she said, the nausea. When you are nauseous, you will try anything. So I just want to share with you that just sipping a little bit of this syrup from canned pears has really helped some people get over their nausea. And by the way, I have a document that has all these listed. I will put that link down in the description so that if you need to refer to this or you want your own copy, you have it. They're called Queasy Drops. Had you heard of them? I had not. I went to look them up. They're at places like Amazon and Walmart. Okay. Queasy Drops, the natural way to ease a queasy stomach. All right. Natural, doctor recommended. Great. Now let's talk about over the counter. Okay. We have our Pepcid AC. We actually took some of this over to Asia. We were concerned. We were in some remote parts of Cambodia, and we didn't even eat the fruit that would have been washed in their water. We were really trying to be careful. We definitely took Pepcid AC with us because that can really help you with your nausea. And we also took the Pepto-Bismol. And so Amy got a little something. I told you that I kind of had the thing happen last month. I had to go to the ER. Then I go to Asia and I get this other stomach thing, not exactly sure what it was, but I feel like I'm always trying to keep up with my calories. And then I have these little, hurdles. But I do want to say that I took the Pepto-Bismol and I would have absolutely kept being sick to my stomach. And I wanted to. And after about 3 or 4 times, I took the Pepto and it stopped it. It stopped it. Fantastic. Thank you, Pepto-Bismol. Emitrol for nausea. Please try that if something else is not working for you. Antihistamines have really helped some people with their nausea. We've heard about Dramamine. Some of us were using it in car trips when we were young, or when we'd go to ride a roller coaster, go to the theme park, you take some Dramamine. Benadryl has helped some people with nausea. And now prescription medicines. This is the end of the presentation. I cannot tell you how Zofran has worked for not only my family, but my sister's families. So, personally, we've had it in our house, but so many people who are on these GLP-1s, they are singing the praises of Zofran, and they're telling other people out there who are really struggling, go talk to your doctor. I got on Zofran and it helped me out so much. And so there's nothing quite worse than feeling that sick to your stomach. And I can absolutely see where if that had happened to me, I would have been like, I want to stay on this, but I just can't. I'm too miserable. And so I love that you have these options. I know how these drugs have changed so many people's lives. And so try these options because they could very well lead to your long-term success if they can help you through some of the nauseous stages. Phenergan, I grew up with Phenergan in the house, and meclizine is something I wasn't as familiar with, but I wanted to mention that. And that is the end of our slideshow. If you've had anything that you're thinking of that's worked for you or your family for nausea, please throw it down in the comments. We would love to hear what's worked for y'all because who knows, you might be really helping out somebody else. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks so much for joining.